He has seen it all, done it all, knows somebody, if he hasn't done it himself, knows somebody who has. He has just released his latest idea, which is just amazing, the ambition of the guy. If you say you can judge a man by his company, you must be able to judge an industry guru by the company that he keeps, and it is pretty blooming impressive. He is definitely the number one, I'm sure people disagree, but for my money, he's the number one influence estate agency today.
Next, we have Mark Manning from Manning Stanton Estate Agents. Tell us a bit about Mark.
Manning Stanton. Yeah, okay. So Mark is the first of the estate agents. This list is not dominated by, there are 3 or 4 estate agents, but dominated by them. Now, the reason I put them there, this probably is a very personal choice. Other people might disagree with this. They probably don't agree with anyone. I first came across Manning Stanton actually when I met Mark's father at a conference and awards, and they happened to win an award, and I thought, wow, this company is interesting.
Yeah.
To that, Mark has been so interesting to get to know.
Yeah.
I sit with him on the National Advisory Council for Fine and Country, and he, I mean, I've said, as part of the sort of common denominators throughout all of this, enthusiasm and generosity, that guy is so generous. When we first started Fine and Country, which we operate under license in Cambridgeshire, Mark invited me up to Leeds. I could spend as much time as I want at their Leeds Fine and Country office, which I think is still there. Really let me get down to the nitty gritty of how Fine and Country worked. That's just one thing. Separate to that, no more than 8 or 9 months ago, he let me send a colleague up to his call centre, for want of a better phrase.
Sure.
They were one of the first companies I'm aware of to operate. I mean, the guy could not have been more open and generous, and in saying, ask whatever you want. I ring him up perhaps 2 or 3 times a year to ask him a few questions. But it isn't just his influence he's had on us and at Thomas Morris. It is the influence that they have had, I feel, on the industry overall.
Yeah.
They're always looking at new ideas, always looking to push the boundaries. They do a lot of charity work. And I think they're a fantastic company and something that all estate agents ought to emulate.
Yeah, and that's that. Like you said, the common denominator along these this list of people is they're almost examples for other people as well, for other agents to aspire to.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm really happy that we're doing this, because you can sort of start to see what people are doing and collate it into your own business.
Yeah.
Which is great. Okay, so after that we have got number 32, Malcolm Prescott from Webber's Estate Agents. Let's talk about Malcolm.
So I've known Malcolm, again, for goodness knows how many years. Webber's, fantastic estate agency in the southwest, multiple award-winning company, and I see Malcolm from time to time at the National Advisory Council for Relocation Agent Network.
Right.
He's probably, I'm going to be careful here, probably the best dressed.
Oh, really?
All the people on my list. He always has the most amazing shirts, ridiculous jackets, but I think he looks pretty damn good.
Oh, good.
I'm allowed to say that. But so probably in terms of the biggest influencer for shirts in a estate agency, he's probably got that award.
So he'll probably like this one.
Yes, he would. He would do. But putting that to one side, Malcolm has an amazing business. Again, some fantastic people working with him. They too operate the Fine and Country brand under license with his excellent colleague Napoleon Wilcox. And what can I tell you about Webber's? Well, again, I seem to be overusing this word, and I'll probably end up using it again. He's very, very generous with advice. But more than just answer any questions that you've got, he'll say, hey, look, we're trying this. Would you like to hear more about it? So I'm not going to give you the details, but he was trying some new pricing methods for probably 2 or 3 years ago with his company. He was completely open about what he was doing. When I first saw it, I thought, crumbs. Now, that was before, in crude terms, it was a sort of gold, bronze, silver type, gold, silver, bronze idea.
Sure.
When I saw it, I thought, blimey, that's interesting. And then he was one of the, perhaps not the first, but he was one of the first people I saw introduce that at Webbers. And then I saw other estate agents start to offer that sort of service. Yes. Again, very innovative company, very well connected. Malcolm knows a lot of people, a lot of suppliers. And he's always somebody as well that's happy to disagree.
Okay.
Which I think is a good thing. If he doesn't agree with something, he'll say, no, I don't see it that way. But equally, he's happy to be persuaded. So I think Malcolm and the firm of Webbers are a fantastic example. The other thing I like about that company is the ethos that they have regarding their staff. Malcolm knows, I mean, they're a very big organisation. He appears to know everybody really well. I saw them at a conference a few years ago, and the night before they're having a meal and enjoying themselves. I don't think there's enough enjoyment goes on in our business when there's plenty to enjoy. And he's a great guy, great company.
Amazing. Okay, let's get on to number 31. So Michael Day, who is an industry trainer.
Yeah, Michael is really, really, really influential in my view in our industry. Now, there are 1 or 2 other trainers and coaches in my list, but the reason I put Michael there is he's very much on the technical side of the compliance side of the business, the boring side of the business. I've had him along to train our people a number of times over the years. I even ring him up from time to time to ask for some compliance advice, which he kindly gives me from time to time. Yeah. But there aren't many other people that are as passionate and knowledgeable and honest and straight and give you the answer that you don't want to hear when it comes to compliance.
You've got to be like that, haven't you?
You've
got to be compliant.
That's true. Although I do find, particularly when it comes to compliance issues, people do tend to move around until they get the advice
that they want to hear. Sure.
There's a bit of self-justification. I would say probably more than any other person, Michael has told me the things that I didn't want to hear. And I assume, therefore, that he does the same with other clients.
Sure.
Very active on social media. And he has been an estate agent for many, 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 many years, not just as a frontline estate agent, but at a reasonably senior level. So he does understand the way that our businesses work. Yeah. Extremely well connected again, knows a lot of people, has been through a lot of different situations, and I think therefore very, very influential.
Yeah, sounds it. Yeah. Okay.